Hello. Welcome to VO Journey Academy Live. We need
Hi,
like
Finn.
glitter bombs. Yeah.
Yay!
My name is Anthony.
I'm Gabby.
I'm the crazy guy. That's Gabzilla. We got our nice little titles under there. And we are voice actors.
And we're live on LinkedIn
And
today,
we're live
too.
on LinkedIn.
Yay!
That is so cool.
Love it.
Well, it is good to see you guys. As always, if you're new or just returning, haven't had a chance yet, hit that like and subscribe button, and of course, hit the bell notification and hit all so you knows when we go live.
And join us for this crazy nonsense. Ask us
Absolutely.
questions,
Yep.
throw topic ideas at us, say hi, tell us where you are, all that good stuff.
hmm So today we are talking about how you get paid,
It's a
how you
good
gonna get
topic.
that money.
It's a really good topic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it was funny because what we were we were talking yesterday about what to do right after your demo, and I think somebody had posted, "Oh wait, we should." Well, I forgot we need to somehow get paid. So yeah,
It was
absolutely.
pretty funny. Yeah.
hmm
Yeah.
So, what are some ways that we can get paid?
Well,
Or
first
what
off,
I think getting we can get paid. I think it's more like what are we using
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
to send out, right, an
Payment
invoice,
requests. Yeah.
right, or payment request. All right, what do you
Man,
think?
I don't know about you, but I'm like all of them. All of them,
Oh yeah.
everything. Have it all because I want the least barrier or the smallest barrier between me and my money.
Oh yeah.
And man, I remember like when it was only paper check. That was it. Like you waited on the mailbox. Like you
Mhm.
every day. Every day was is there a check? Is there a check? Is there a check? Um and we
Oh,
do
that's
still
funny.
get
Yeah.
paper checks. We do. Like a lot. We still get paper checks a lot. But there's so many clients now that have access to digital payment and they want to use them. So yes, please.
hmm
All right. So I mean, probably the oldest, the most respected, you've got PayPal, right? It kind of started the revolution.
Yes.
Um, and now, hoy, I mean, Venmo, Cash App, um, gosh, what are some of the other ones? Because there are a few I don't use.
So I use a lot Stripe.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Stripe is one.
I have Stripe, I have Square.
hmm
Both of those are handy, and the cool thing about both of those is they act as an on-demand credit card reader. So you can like punch in somebody's credit card in your phone or into your tablet and take a payment immediately. It's fantastic.
Oh yeah. No,
Yeah.
absolutely. Also, what else? Well, let's. Okay, so I think the reality is there's so you'd mentioned QuickBooks, right?
Nope, not
Okay.
yet.
So yeah, so there's I guess there's a lot of there could be even more levels down the rabbit hole
Yeah,
into this, right?
for sure.
Like, some pieces of software, like for example, if you have like PayPal or Stripe, Square, some of these of course they're very robust, but they are pretty much for one thing, right? Sending and receiving money.
Yeah.
But then you come into other places where there is the ability to send and receive money, but also they do more, like right, record your books, record all those, and create reports.
Yeah. You can also do invoicing with a lot of them. I mean, there's
hmm
my big thing is look for what integrates, right? So if you have a billing system that you're already using, you need these other programs to integrate and communicate with it so that it's all working together. And again, from the standpoint of reconciling and taxes, it's going to make your life so much easier because it creates a central hub for all of that information.
Right.
Um, and certainly, if you're using a bookkeeping system, yeah, you have to know that, right, if a payment came through from whatever source, it's auto tracking. And you can see sort of in real time the pathway or the flow of that money. And it is it's important. It's something. But a lot of people also, when they're just starting out and they're like, well, I don't have a lot of clients, I don't have a lot of billing needs, they just pick one and stick with it to kind of handle everything. Because now, PayPal used to be just PayPal, right? Now you
Right.
can take credit cards with PayPal. You can do more than just having funds in a PayPal account.
No, absolutely. So, Gabby, I have to tell you something.
Mm,
So, yesterday, I was fiddling around with our live, okay, to try
fiddling.
to, yes, fiddling to try to, like you notice, we have our green color as our
Mm-hmm.
banners. We have
Mm-hmm.
some fancy name tags. We have a bunch of different things, and we also, I was trying to get up onto YouTube, the live banner of coming up, right?
Oh.
Well, doing all of that, it's for some reason Riverside is not showing, right,
Oh
what we
no.
have, like who we can't, so on the Riverside side we can't see if there's anybody here or anything to chat. However, because
Oh.
I have the other one that I set up, I
Right.
can see the chats, and I can see the chats and everything all over
Oh.
there.
Well, I'm blind to
So
the chat now.
what's that? Yeah,
I'm
so you're
blind to
blind
the
for the
chat
chat
now.
now.
Oh, boo.
And but I don't know. We'll keep working on figuring out all that jazz about, that, but it definitely is. So, we've got Jason, we've got it looks like we've got Strange Cat, James, we've got voiceover for Forever Young. I think that's Nancy. So it's good to see everybody. I just want to
Yeah.
let you know because we can't see it through Riverside for some reason. It's just going through YouTube. And there's Chris. Hey, Chris. Chris has said, "This is where I'm stunted within my VO journey. I have demos recorded with Ableton Live 12,
Mm.
but the financial business end is what I get stuck with. I'm in
Oh,
Riverside County, California."
okay.
Yes. Yes, I think that is, so going off kind of what I had to say that, Gabby, because I was realizing, I'm like, where
Yeah,
is
I can't
everybody? I
see
don't see
anybody.
anything. And then over on the other one, I'm like, oh, there's a bunch of people watching.
Gotcha.
So, but anyways, so yeah, so Chris, I think that's kind of, the extension of this, right? Is that now, part of the business
Yeah.
end, right? Is not only just be, we were talking about it kind of departments,
Mm-hmm.
right? The business side or the financial side, that leads us into not only just how we take the payments, but how we're tracking all of that, how we're keeping our invoices, how we are getting people's information, like especially if you're using contractors,
Right.
right? Depending, does your software, does it, like, are you sending out, um, what is it, the W-2s? Are you doing the things that you need to do as well? Like
Right.
that all can be in your software.
But I think it's important for people to start small. Like,
Hmm.
don't get overwhelmed by all the big picture stuff. It'll come later. It's like just make sure that again, these systems as you incorporate them that they communicate with one another. That's the biggest thing. But
Yes.
yes, having a way to send out basic invoices, having ways to receive payment digitally, virtually, however you want to view that, and most importantly, instantly. That's really the big one, right? Is
Hmm.
how do I get it now? And so many clients do that now, man. It's so
Yes.
cool. Like I can't tell you how many jobs that I've, done and they're like, send me an invoice and boom, payment. It's like, oh, it's
Oh,
great.
absolutely. So James A. Patrick. So Patrick is here. It's good to see you. James all said, get the business bank account set up ASAP.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so that's one thing I will say. So as we go, as we're talking about accepting money now, right? And I think we've definitely talked about this, but
We
going
have,
back
yep.
to it, remember, we kind of default as you go into business. If you don't set up anything first, you default to a sole proprietorship,
Mm-hmm.
which is under your social security number.
Yep,
So
yep.
anything you earn, goes under that, and it just acts as like your general paycheck, except
Yes.
you're responsible now for all the taxes that go along with that. But there's kind of in business this idea, and it's a good one, right? That you need to separate your personal finances from your business finances if
Mm-hmm.
you're running a business,
Mm-hmm.
right? It shouldn't all just go into one bank account,
Never.
your personal stuff and your business stuff. Even though you're literally going to take what from your business account and just transfer it over to your personal account, if you're in the same bank, it still
Mhm.
shouldn't be in the same bank account.
No.
So yes, so that is a big first step too, is you want to get a business account set up.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Um,
do.
yeah.
And in doing so, you have to look into things like EIN numbers, and
Mm.
you're probably gonna have to register your business with the Secretary of State, and but every state is different, and the
Yes.
laws can vary. So you sort of have to look into what the pathway is in yours. And this is where, again, Anthony and I are always like, go to the chamber, because the Chamber of Commerce is so great with helping people with setting up these sorts of things.
Hmm.
And we're also in a unique position, I think, in that, and a lot of this is gig economy, right? A lot of it is the hustle mentality that so many people have, the second jobs, things like that, hobbies that turn into ways to make money. A lot of people are doing it backwards now. It used to be, right, you were like, oh man, I'm gonna go into business, I'm gonna, right, there's a way to do this. And now some of these platforms have made it so easy
Hmm.
to be able to take money for anything that you might be doing, that a lot of people are finding, uh-oh, right, I went about this sort of the backwards way, and now I have to backtrack and correct a lot of these things, mainly that affect taxes.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Yes.
that's where it gets,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's such a big deal
Mm,
with having your business set up correctly
yeah.
for taxes. Yeah, I think we were. James said EIN with IRS is free and fast to get.
Hmm.
Absolutely. I mean, it's quite interesting because once you go through the process and you learn it,
Yeah,
you can set it up for any business. I
you
mean, like
can.
well, again, if you are in your state, like if you do it in your state and you go to another one, you'll have to learn the process in that state.
Yeah,
But they're typically
it's similar.
similar.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's super important. And when you go to open your bank account, right, you have to. So in order to open your business bank account, if you're going to just stay as a sole proprietor, all right, you still have to go to your local treasurer's office, all right, and you have to get a DBA, doing business
Hmm.
as, right? So in order for but you don't have to go to the state or the IR or the federal IRS to
Right.
get that if you're going to stay a sole proprietor. But if you're going to be an LLC, right, you're going to incorporate something, you got to go to the state and you got to go to the federal government to get a different tax ID number,
Yep.
as well as, you know, with the corporate, it's the S of the state corporate commission or whatever
Yeah.
it's called. And
Secretary of State's office.
yeah, Secretary of State. So then you are able to open an account with those documents.
Hmm.
But the bank will require those documents to open up your business
Hmm.
account.
Yeah.
Um,
And it seems daunting, right?
it does seem daunting. It
Seems,
it does
but
seem
it's
like, yeah.
not. It's not. It's one of those chores. That's how you gotta see it, right? It's a chore. It's a task. You sit down, you get it done, and you're done.
Mm-hmm.
You're done.
No,
Don't.
absolutely.
So try not to procrastinate it. Try not to make it a big barrier. And if it's really, really causing you pain,
Mm-hmm.
right? Find someone else who's already done it and have them walk you through. And you're gonna be amazed that it's really not the mountain you might have been making it out to be.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So, Professor Tracy asked, "Good morning from Rochester, Minnesota. Is
Morning.
there an online bank you can set up and use for your biz?"
Yeah, of course.
I mean, I'm a. When you say online, do you mean like can you use all your banks online, or do you mean like just like online? Period. I mean, they have banks that are
Hmm.
just online, I believe, don't
Virtual.
they?
Yeah.
Virtual ones. Yeah, I don't
Capital
know any
One.
off the top of my head,
Oh, I
but
know a couple.
oh, do you? Okay.
Capital One is virtual banking. Like, if to have a Capital One bank account, there's very few physical locations. Most of it's exclusively online. Chime is a big one that
Chime. Okay.
people use. I'm not a big fan of it, but it's out there. And there's a lot of these that are popping up pretty regularly.
Yes.
My only concern, some of them are not FDIC insured, so be careful there. That's kind of a biggie that makes me go, ruh.
Hmm.
And some of them are just, just make sure the ease of use is there. Make sure that the tools that they have for a business are on par with what you're going to get from a more traditional banking institution. That's all.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. That's a big. The FDIC is a big one. And credit unions, it's another one for credit unions. There's a different credit union one.
Yeah.
But yes, absolutely. Let's see. George said, my accountant has been so helpful from entity planning and taxes to how
Yeah.
to bill, invoice, and modern payment methods. He's a must-have part of my business.
Yeah, your accountant is a big
Hmm.
part of getting everything set up and doing it right. And even if all you do is consult
Yes.
with an accountant, right? Maybe you don't retain them long term, but to have them help you set it up, huge.
Here's another little thing I just real quick about that. I was under the impression because I don't know, the name seems scary. I was always under the impression, that they would be so much more expensive. Like these services would be way more. I'm not saying they're necessarily cheap per
Mm,
se, but like like the comparative to what we are doing, the costs that these people are very little. I mean, at
yeah,
least on our end, right?
yeah.
On like what we do, right? It's very minimal, and they're so worth it. Chris asked EIN question mark. So I'm assuming he's saying so. EIN stands for employer, excuse me,
Identification
identification number,
number. Yeah.
right? So EIN, yeah.
It's basically a social security number for a business.
It was explained to me a long time ago. It's like you're almost creating a new person,
Hmm.
right? You're creating a new entity that's separate from you, and that's definitely cool,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, for sure.
Um, so okay, so James says, I let it be a barrier for longer than I care to admit. And then Chris says, thank you for all the hand holding you guys do. Uh, so we actually, Gabby, I put on a poll in the YouTube saying, have you set up your business bank account yet? And we had 13 votes so far. 31% said yes, 69% said no.
Oh,
Yeah.
folks,
So
goodness.
that's definitely something you want to try to do, as quickly as possible. You
Yeah,
want to get to, I
before
mean,
you need
anytime
it.
you're going to accept. Now, can you, like,
Hmm.
someone's like comes out of the blue and you're just starting, and they're like, oh, we have a job. I mean, is it going to be the end of the world? No, of course not. It's not going to be the end of the world, but it should be part. Gabby, I don't know if you agree. This should be part of your business planning in general.
Yeah.
It's like setting up your studio.
Hmm.
You have to, it's something you should have before you begin to, accept jobs and payments.
Listen, listen, I'll also be a little woo woo here, right? I'll be a
Hmm.
little woo and I'll say, this also falls under the category of if you build it, they will come.
Mm.
To
Yeah.
ignore the financial side and go, well, I don't have any clients yet, so I don't need to take payment. Well, if you don't make a pathway for it to be able to take payment, how do
Right.
you expect them to come? Yeah.
Absolutely.
You've got to make the room. You've got to make that space. You've got to prioritize that in your business if you want to see those effects. So,
Hmm.
eh.
Very good point.
you
Very
know,
good point.
that comment about hand holding, Anthony, it honestly makes me realize we're like the VO mom and dad. We're like parents at this point. I feel like
I love it.
maybe maybe that's what we should call these lives, your VO mom and dad. I don't know.
Advice from mom and dad. I love it. Sarah Zilla said, for those of us in the academy that are studying and maybe haven't started work yet, can you share the timeline of these tasks and how it fits in with making a demo, starting work, etc.? Um,
Sarah is obsessed with the
I love
tent
it.
pole of making a demo. She's like,
I
it's the
love it.
demo and everything revolves around
The
it.
demo
I
is
love her.
everything. It's all right. The priorities are important in your life. Your dad's
Hmm.
priorities are important.
Hmm.
So so yeah, I think Sarah, with these particular things, I know for me it when I'll tell you the truth. I for about a year did not set up. I did not set up a bank account. I was doing ACX. I didn't know what I was doing, but I only made at the time the see a lot's changed since then too. Like right because the threshold of reporting how much money you make has changed. It used to be I think $4,000, and then anything you made under $4,000 you didn't have to report to the IRS. But now that threshold is $400. It's somewhere down.
Six
It's $600. So I
six
mean,
hundred.
you're like, it's that's so. When I made I think $800 total, not in profit, but just total revenue
Mm-hmm.
my first year in voiceover, and that was I didn't have to report that, so that wasn't necessarily a big deal, but it grows and you have to report it.
I think an important viewpoint in this conversation is not about how much money you're making, but about the ability to properly expense and take advantage of tax breaks for the money
Mm,
that you're spending, right? So if your business is not set up and you don't have these channels in place, how can you expense the loss? And what I mean by that is assuming, right, a first year, you got training, you got your studio, you got your demos, your website, right? All this money that you're spending to build this business.
mm-hmm.
Well, those are tax breaks and they're big ones. So you don't want to lose that. And so being properly set up means that you can take advantage of that, as opposed to if it's all being done on your personal stuff, then your accountant's probably going to be like, well, you really can't expense it the same way, you
No,
know. Yeah.
that's a really good point. That what you had because Jason said, wait till you're making close to full time money versus just make the plunge and officially start your biz. Which one? Yeah,
Mm,
I think that's just what Gabby said,
mm-hmm.
right? I mean, I and because again another way it was explained to me is if the money's going into your personal account,
Mm-hmm.
right, and you're also paying things like your car bill,
Yeah.
and you're and then you go and you start to expense certain things, right? Then if you get audited or they come and look at this and they're going to say, well, wait, you can't, you're expensing this. What's the difference between this and this? But wait, does that so is that really that's not a business expense and that's a personal expense
Yeah.
because you're paying it out of your personal account,
Yeah.
so you can't write it off. You can't use that, and that's where I guess they call it piercing the corporate veil. If
Mm-hmm.
you want to use a fancy word,
Yeah.
fancy Nancy.
Well, and if you have a, I mean, if you have a, I always say this, if you have a full-time job, if you're on a W-2, your personal business, right, has the ability to offset the taxes that you're paying into that employment
Mm-hmm.
because of the money that you're investing into your business, right? That's how you
Right.
have to see it. You, as the owner, as this new voice actor, you are investing money into your business. So that capital, right, it has to come from somewhere. And whereas a lot of businesses, right, they borrow from a bank, they borrow from an investor. In your case, you're borrowing from you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, and in the end, as we said, it's so much of this back end accepting payments, all this stuff.
Hmm.
You're gonna really want to write all of this off,
Yeah.
and you're gonna really want to do. And then the cool thing is, the first couple of years, you can write off and show a loss.
Yeah. A
Um,
loss is normal for
oh
many,
yeah,
many businesses,
for
but
yes,
don't let that idea discourage you, right? There's also a big difference between a loss on paper and a loss in the bank. A loss on paper is when you calculate everything, including the taxation.
oh yeah.
Um,
Well, it's just like this microphone here. Every year I have it, it decreases
the
in value on
depreciation.
paper,
Yeah.
right? Like, you know what I mean? Depreciation and
Hmm.
all the stuff. So there's so many things, but yet it doesn't change. Like I still use it. It's still a part of my
Hmm.
business. It still does what it's supposed to do.
Hmm.
But that's just things that we can do. It's like starting to play the game, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you guys are awesome. Sarah Zilla said, "Laugh out loud! How dare you be so accurate at me, Gabby?" You
My sister from another mister over there.
so you all are awesome. So we did have our this was our first poll because I was able to put it up. I feel I gotta somehow get Gabby so she can see on the other end too because for whatever reason it's not showing in this chat,
All
but
right, I'm
I'm
used to
seeing it.
flying blind. It's normal for me.
Oh my goodness. Mm-mm-mm.
Ah,
Uh, Jason said, anyone ever get a small loan to get set up?
Some people do.
Absolutely.
Hmm. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
some
absolutely.
people do for sure.
The small business loan, absolutely.
Hmm.
In fact, the majority of all businesses have to get a loan to start, right? Like, I mean, I think we could. Do you ever feel, Gabby, sometimes because there is we can have a low barrier to entry when it comes to like you don't
Yeah,
need like hundreds of thousands of dollars to get this business started. That sometimes a lot of us will be like, well, I'm gonna just not try to spend anything or just be
it's
really
yes.
cheap.
It's also one of the difficulties with being taken seriously, right? Like
Right.
when the guy next to you is an entrepreneur who had to take out a $750,000 loan to
Right.
open a restaurant and to
Mhm.
build it and to staff it, and you're over here going, I spent 10 grand.
Right.
It's not the same category at
Mm-mm.
all,
Mm-mm.
but we shouldn't we shouldn't minimize that.
Right.
It's a
Right.
different category. But
Yes,
yes,
definitely.
that low barrier of entry, that you still you can't use that as a way to go, I'm not going to invest at all. In fact, you should be seeing it for what it is. It's kind of a benefit here. It's a big
Mhm.
boon for us.
Yes, it is.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Well, you guys, thank you so much for being so awesome today. We ended up having 15 votes. So the bank account, 33% said yes, 67% said no. They did not. Melissa says, I would love to see a poll every day.
Ooh.
Curious what others think and do. Yep, Jason said, good computer, mic stuff, booth. Thank you guys. You're awesome. We love you. Have a wonderful. And Jason was the number one. I also got to see he was the number one top fan today in posting.
Oh, how
So
funny.
good
Thanks,
job.
Jason.
Very nice. You guys have. Thank you, Jason. You guys have a wonderful day.
Bye,
We will
guys.
see you all tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye. Goodbye.